doctor discovered after being missing for 20 years. 20 years ago, licensed physician Carlos Sanchez Ortiz de Salazar went missing in Spain at just 26 years old. Though he appeared happy, polite, and well-versed on the surface, he was actually suffering with acute depression. Then, in 1996, he vanished without a trace, no one ever hearing from or seeing him again, until now. For 14 years, his friends and family searched without hesitation for him, eventually being presumed dead. After 5 more years of no leads, an unexpected one finally emerged from the wilderness of the Maremma region in Italy. In 2015, a group of hikers were in search of edible mushrooms in this Italian region. During their search, however, they decided to go off the normal path and search in the forest. While wandering through the forest, they stumbled upon a trail of trash, but presumed it to be from campers. However, at the end of the trail of trash, they found something that shocked them all. In front of them sat a makeshift campground with tins hanging to catch rainwater, a tarp set up for shelter, and much more. After looking around the campsite, the hikers realized they weren't alone. Suddenly, a man emerged from the campsite with a dirty face and long beard. Upon seeing this, the hikers fled, only to return a few hours later with a ranger. When asked who he was, the man simply replied, "I'm Spanish. My name is Carlos, and I've been living here since 1997. This was a shock to the ranger. He didn't know whether to believe the man or not, so he asked for proof. The man was easily able to identify himself with several IDs with the name Carlos Sanchez Ortiz de Salazar. The ranger was shocked and confused as to how this man ended up here and survived for nearly 2 decades. The man was not too happy to be found, however, stating that he did not want to live among other people and now needed to find a new place to live. Despite his protesting, the hikers took photos of the IDs to give to the authorities so that his family could receive the good news. As soon as they heard the news, they hopped on a plane to go search for Carlos in Italy. They all felt as they'd been given a second chance with Carlos being found. With this being said, they were all well aware that just because he was alive didn't mean they would have him back, because they were willing to give him his freedom and choice. With the help of local authorities, the family was taken to the spot where Carlos was found before, but he was already gone. Where he initially was laid a pile of trash. With this, the authorities called off their search, stating that they would keep an eye out on the forest but would not actively be looking for anyone. With heavy hearts, the family returned to Spain, believing it to be impossible to find Carlos in the huge forest. This was likely the best choice, as he has not been spotted since that day. There are still those that continue to search for Carlos, such as missing persons advocate Nicodemo Gentili. While it may seem intense to the normal person, there have been many before, and there will be many after Carlos that choose to escape society into the wilderness. Luckily, Carlos was one of the prepared ones.